Professional Education. Final Coaching. Volume 1, Set 4. Number 1. Professionalism is not an end state for an occupation. Rather, it is a continual process of reaching the forms of blank. Answer: accountability. Number 2. What are the qualities of empowered teachers? Answer: learn and grow on the job. And believe that the learner is at the center of the school culture. And believe that improved instruction is everyone's responsibility. Number 3. Article 13 of the Code of Ethics stipulates that the evaluation of the learner's work should be based on merit and quality of academic blank. Answer: performance. Number 4. A teacher has the right to engage in legitimate income generation. Which is, or are, not legitimate income generation? Answer: tutoring one's own pupil in school for a fee, and selling books to parents of failing pupils for a commission. Number 5. What disciplinary actions are imposed on teachers violating the provisions of the Code of Ethics? Answer: AOTA. Revocation of the Certificate of Registration and License, and suspension from the practice of teaching, and cancellation of temporary or special permit. Number 6. The Code of Ethics stipulates that the accountability of teachers includes his, or her, participation in blank. Answer: continuing professional education. Number 7. Ranking of teacher applicants based on LET rating, college GPA, demo teaching, interview, etc., is in accordance with the hiring principle of blank. Answer: meritocracy. Number 8. In a PTA meeting where contribution for a PTA fundraising project was discussed, a parent with 3 children enrolled in the school pleaded that she may not be charged the total of 900 pesos, since each child is asked 300 pesos, because it was beyond her financial capacity. Which could be the best answer? Answer: we understand your plight. Let's find out how we can help. Do you have any proposal? Number 9. A male teacher has photography as sideline. He offers his photography services with discount during school functions like intramurals. Is this ethical? Answer: no, he is a teacher during intramurals, not a photographer. Number 10. Teacher A is observed to be a bit aloof from the children of the itis. She justifies her action by saying, "We are but human, we cannot like every pupil." Is she acting ethically? Answer: no. Under no circumstance shall a teacher be prejudiced against any learner. Number 11. Teacher A, a young high school teacher, senses that the oldest student in the class, student C, is attracted to her. The attraction is becoming mutual. Is there anything unethical? Answer: there is, if teacher A gives preferential treatment to student Z and their actions become scandalous. Number 12. Teacher D shouts at Juanito, "For misbehaving, you get -10 from your score." Which provision, or provisions in the Code of Ethics for teachers did she violate? Answer: no deductions shall be made from students' scholastic ratings as a punishment for misbehavior. Number 13. When a failing student comes to you for help, and asks you for extra work so he can pass, what is ethical for you to do? Answer: find out why he is delinquent, and extend the needed assistance in solving his difficulties. Number 14. Teacher L does not agree with one legitimate school policy, in a memorandum of the school head. What is ethical for him to do? Answer: exert an honest effort to understand, support the legitimate policy, and request for an audience with the school head. Number 15. According to the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, upon which are appointments, promotions, and transfers made? Answer: merit and need. Number 16. Is there anything unbecoming when teachers sell all sorts of merchandise in school during class hours? Answer: yes, there is. Every teacher should use class hours for teaching. Number 17. To create a creativity-inducing environment, one should encourage blank. Answer: spontaneity by publicity. Number 18. What teacher development strategy should characterize a program for upgrading the skills of a non-science major to teach physics? Answer: practice-based and content-based. Number 19. Which activity is characterized by a relationship of mutual trust and respect, with individuals agreeing to observe each other's teaching and solving problems together? Answer: mentoring. Number 20. Mrs. Lim wants to generate as many ideas as she can, as the class is about to embark on a community outreach program. Which of the following will she employ? Answer: brainstorming. Number 21. The lesson is on the pros and cons of capital punishment. Mr. Milan wants to do high-level thinking, and to develop a view of capital punishment from different perspectives. Which technique will be most appropriate? Answer: panel discussion. Number 22. To teach the democratic process to the pupils, Beug Elementary School decided that the election of class officers shall be patterned after the local election. There were qualifications set for candidates, limited period for campaign, and rules for posting campaign materials, etc. Which of the following did the school use? Answer: simulation. Number 23. Miss Lee's objective is to focus students' attention on, and quickly create interest in a problem or concept. She should make use of. Answer: group task. Number 24. Here is a test item. From the data presented in the table, form generalizations that are supported by the data. Under what type of question does this item fall? Answer: synthesis. Number 25. The improvement of basic education should be the top priority of the Philippine government. Defend or refute this position. Under what type of question does this test item fall? Answer: analysis. Number 26. Read the following teacher-student interaction. Teacher asked, "Why is the process called photosynthesis?" Student answered, "I don't know." Which questioning technique should the teacher use? Answer: prompting. Number 27. Which order follows the basic rule in framing interaction? Answer: ask the question, pause, call on a student. Number 28. To nurture creativity of learners, the teacher should be blank. Answer: flexible in terms of time, pace, materials, and techniques. Number 29. You want to teach about facts and rules. Which one will you make use of? Answer: direct instruction. Number 30. Teacher Ben, an experienced teacher, does daily review of past lesson. Why? Answer: to provide his pupils with a sense of wholeness and continuity. Number 31. Teacher Alvin wants to teach the class the rules in playing basketball. Which method is most appropriate? Answer: direct instruction. Number 32. You want to teach concepts, patterns, and abstractions. Which method is most appropriate? Answer: indirect instruction. Number 33. Direct instruction is for facts, rules, and actions, as indirect instruction is for blank. Answer: concepts, patterns, and abstractions. Number 34. You want to have a small group discussion in your class. Which topics will be best for group discussion? Those topics, blank. Answer: where a high degree of consensus among students does not yet exist. Number 35. Which holds true of competency-based instruction? Answer: criterion referenced. Number 36. You combine several subject areas, in order to focus on a single concept for interdisciplinary teaching. Which strategy did you use? Answer: thematic instruction. Number 37. When you teach, you often engage yourself in brainstorming. Which do you avoid? Answer: selectively involve pupils. Number 38. Teacher Beta is the teacher of English as a second language. She uses vocabulary cards, fill-in-the-blank sentences, dialogues, dictation, and writing exercises in teaching a lesson about grocery shopping. Based on this information, which of the following is a valid conclusion? Answer: the teacher is teaching in a variety of ways, because not all students learn in the same manner. Number 39. Teacher Marion developed a card game, in which pupils matched different fractions. The shapes contained within each card were the same, while the number of parts shaded were different. Which concept or process was taught by this activity? Answer: equivalent fractions. Number 40. Teacher Elena discussed how electricity flows through wires, and what generates the electric charge. Then she gave the students wires, bulbs, switches, and dry cells, and told the class to create a circuit that will increase the brightness of each bulb. Which one best describes the approach used? Answer: it helps students apply scientific method. Number 41. Teacher Nelia teaches a lesson in which students must recognize that 1/4 is the same as 0.25. They use this relationship to determine that 0.15 and 0.20 are slightly less than 1/4. Which of the following concept or concepts is, or are, being taught? Answer: relationships between fractions and decimals. Number 42. Having a mock presidential election, complete with debates, discussion of issues, and voting, teaches students blank. Answer: the decision-making process. Number 43. What should a teacher do for students in his or her class, who are not on an expected grade level? Answer: give them materials on their level, and let them work at a pace that is reasonable for them, trying to bring them up to a grade level. Number 44. You have presented a lesson on animal protective coloration. At the end, you ask if there are any questions. There are none. You can take this to mean blank. Answer: you need to ask specific questions to elicit responses. Number 45. What is the best way to develop math concepts? Answer: learning math is applied to situations, such as its being a tool of science. Number 46. Which is, or are, effective method or methods in teaching students critical reading skills? Answer: evaluate the consistency of ideas expressed in an editorial. Number 47. Teacher Bong likes to concretize the abstract concept of an atom. He came up with a concrete presentation of the atom by using wires and plastic balls. How would you classify Teacher Bong's visual aid? Answer: model. Number 48. Teacher Rodell likes to show how the launching of spaceships takes place. Of the following materials available, which is most fit? Answer: mock-up. Number 49. You want your students to master the concept of social justice. Which series of activities will be most effective? Answer: pre-test, teaching, post-test, reteaching for unlearned concepts, post-test. Number 50. Teacher Henry gave his first grade class a page with a story, in which pictures take the place of some words. Which method did he use? Answer: the rebus method. Number 51. In your attempt to develop creative thinking skills, you want to test fluency of ideas. Which activity will be most appropriate? Answer: list animals covered with hair, in 1 minute. Number 52. Promoting purposive study among learners, is accomplished in 2 of these indicators. Answer: recognizes the need for specific learning processes, and cultivates good study habits. Number 53. The collaborative approach includes the major behaviors of listening, clarifying, presenting, problem-solving, and blank. Answer: feedbacking. Number 54. Which is an important factor in differentiated instructional process? Answer: entry-level indicators. Number 55. Which is the best way to determine if a student has mastery of the subject matter, in the beginning of the school year? Answer: administer a diagnostic test, and examine his portfolio assessment. Number 56. Which of these is not an indicator of a supportive learning environment? Answer: high dropout rates. Number 57. The incorporation of the content materials in language lessons is called blank. Answer: integration approach. Number 58. Which of these are crucial skills for effective teaching? Answer: AOTA. Creation of new instructional materials, and classroom management, and higher order thinking skills, and art of questioning. Number 59. Which is in accordance with the with-itness principle of classroom management of Canon? Answer: teacher is fully aware of what is happening in his blank classroom. Number 60. Which practice helps the teacher maximize time for instruction? Answer: minimize discipline time. Number 61. Which is sound classroom management practice? Answer: be preventive in approach. Number 62. A sound advice for classroom managers is, nip the problem in the bud. What does this mean? Answer: be proactive in management approach. Number 63. Which seating arrangement has been proven to be effective for learning? Answer: flexible to suit varied activities. Number 64. Miss Mabuhay involves her 6th graders in the establishment of classroom rules and procedures. Which describes her classroom management approach? Answer: assertive and consultative. Number 65. Miss Mabuhay involves her 6th graders in the establishment of classroom rules and procedures. Is it sound for Miss Mabuhay to state clearly before her class that there are some issues which are not up for discussion? Answer: yes, provided the class is informed at an appropriate time. Number 66. Miss Mabuhay involves her 6th graders in the establishment of classroom rules and procedures. On which principle is her class involvement in the establishment of rule-based? Answer: principle of rule ownership level of those concerned, and principle of appropriate level of teacher dominance. Number 67. Miss Mabuhay involves her 6th graders in the establishment of classroom rules and procedures. To be effective, which is the best time to discuss rules, procedures, rewards and consequences based on Miss Mabuhay's experience? Answer: the first days of the school year. Number 68. Miss Mabuhay involves her 6th graders in the establishment of classroom rules and procedures. On which belief in class discipline is Miss Mabuhay's classroom management anchored? Answer: it is a shared responsibility of teacher and student. Number 69. Miss Cruz, a beginning teacher, is having problems with her unruly class. To what can you trace Miss Cruz's class discipline problem? Answer: absence of established classroom routines, and absence of clear rules from the start. Number 70. Miss Cruz, a beginning teacher, is having problems with her unruly class. Which proactive technique should Miss Cruz employ? Answer: keep students engaged in a learning task. Number 71. Miss Cruz, a beginning teacher, is having problems with her unruly class. How's the ripple effect illustrated in the case of Miss Cruz? Answer: the misbehavior of 3 students escalates. Number 72. Miss Cruz, a beginning teacher, is having problems with her unruly class. Which is the most effective way of dealing with the 3 misbehaving students immediately? Answer: assign them to separate seats. Number 73. Miss Cruz, a beginning teacher, is having problems with her unruly class. To avoid such an unruly scenario, which should Miss Cruz do? Answer: spell out her rules on procedures at the very start of the class. Number 74. Teacher A's lesson was on water conservation. She presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. Which statement is true about the questions asked? The questions are blank. Answer: open-ended. Number 75. Teacher A's lesson was on water conservation. She presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. Which one is a synthesis question? Answer: what generalization can you draw about water consumption and size of families? Number 76. Teacher A's lesson was on water conservation. She presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. Which is a convergent version of what do you see in the graph? Answer: with what data is the graph concerned? Number 77. Teacher A's lesson was on water conservation. She presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. Which is an evaluative question? Answer: none. Number 78. Teacher A's lesson was on water conservation. She presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. Is Teacher A's practice of asking someone to stand up before asking the question in accordance with the principles of questioning technique? Answer: no, definitely. Number 79. Mr. Carpio's lesson was on water conservation. He presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. He only called on those who raised their hands. Is there any convergent question from number 1 to number 8? Answer: none. Number 80. Mr. Carpio's lesson was on water conservation. He presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. He only called on those who raised their hands. Did Mr. Carpio ask an evaluation question? Answer: yes. Questions such as: do all the small families consume less water than the big families? Explain your answer. And, are the families presented good at water conservation? Why or why not? Number 81. Mr. Carpio's lesson was on water conservation. He presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. He only called on those who raised their hands. Which questioning technique, or techniques of Mr. Carpio do, or does not enhance interaction? Answer: calling only on those who raise their hands, and calling on someone before asking the question. Number 82. Mr. Carpio's lesson was on water conservation. He presented a graph that compared water consumption of small and big families. He only called on those who raised their hands. Were all the questions of Mr. Carpio divergent? Answer: yes. Number 83. To connect the lesson on water conservation to the life of the students, which question is most appropriate? Answer: how can you help conserve water? Number 84. Which statement on wait time is correct? Answer: wait time turns off fast-thinking students. Number 85. Teacher B asked this question: what conclusion can you draw based on your observation? Nobody raised a hand, so she asked another question: based on what you observe, what can you now say about the reaction of plants to light? Which did Teacher B do? Answer: rephrasing. Number 86. Teacher C asked the class: is the class answer correct? Student A said: no. Teacher C asked the same student: why no? Which did Teacher C do? Answer: probing. Number 87. Here is a question: is the paragraph a good one? Evaluate. If broken down to simplify, which is the best simplification? Answer: what are the qualities of good paragraph? Does the paragraph have these qualities? Number 88. If you want your pupils to master the multiplication table, which activity is most fit? Answer: drill. Number 89. You want your better students to overlearn what they have learned, and at the same time, help others to master the lesson. Which activity is best? Answer: peer tutoring. Number 90. Which activity can help develop teamwork among your students? Answer: round table. Number 91. If you want to hone your students' metacognitive ability, which is most fit? Answer: journal writing. Number 92. To develop reasoning and speaking ability, which should you use? Answer: debate. Number 93. Which should you use more if you want to counteract the spirit of destructive competition among your students? Answer: community involvement projects. Number 94. Which is best for the development of logical reasoning? Answer: formulating and testing hypothesis. Number 95. For an effective presentation of Article 14 of the Philippine Constitution, which is most appropriate? Answer: direct instruction. Number 96. To determine your pupils' entry knowledge and skills, which should you employ? Answer: pre-test. Number 97. Which can enhance the development of spatial intelligence? Answer: concept mapping. Number 98. For metacognitive functions, which will work best? Answer: reflecting. Number 99. Which does a pupil use when he sings a concept to a familiar tune, in order to help himself commit the concept memory? Answer: piggyback song. Number 100. To show cause and effect relationships for picture-smart pupils, which works? Answer: graphic organizer.